Okay, everybody. Again, welcome to our class. This is Essential Oils Made Easy. It's going to be a very basic intro class for those of you that have never been to an essential oil class before or have never been, educated start to finish on what essential oils are about. So I'm really excited that you're here. My name is Dana. I have a bunch of my partners in doTERRA with me on this call too. So one of the things that we love during our classes that are live and in person is we get to share with you and give you little tips and answer little questions. And so we can still do that online. I'm just going to teach you how to do that before we dive in so that if you have a question, you don't have to wait till the end. So one, you could just write it down and ask when we're all done. I'll give you some time to do that. But there's a little chat feature. Go ahead and type in there and you'll see it. There's a little chat feature. Sorry, I see it blinking orange at me. Do you guys see that orange thing that says chat? You guys see that? And I wrote, hello, go ahead and write, hey, and maybe where you're from. I think everyone on this call is local to like Southeast Wisconsin, but let us know where you're from. Maybe let us know if you've used an oil this morning. If you have any, that would be great. But I just want to make sure you all see the chat and you see kind of the orange chat feature flash at you if you're on like a computer or iPad. I think if you're on the phone, it's a little harder to find, but you can figure it out. I'll wait for 1 second. So I want to make sure you guys see it. You see where I wrote hello and Chris wrote, hey, make sure you're muted, which I think everybody is. I don't hear anybody. Chris, I'm going to go ahead and make you a co-host. And that way, if somebody gets tripped up with needing to mute or unmute, you can help out. Okay. All right. I see a lot of comments in there. You guys seen these comments come up? This is just a great place to ask a question. So I might say something like, don't drink oils out of plastic, which is something I will say. And you might have a question about that. If you're like, hey, can you explain more? Go ahead and put that in the chat and one of the other partners will answer your question. I don't see the chat when I'm teaching. And so I just want to make sure though that you don't leave this class with any questions. Okay. All right. I think we got chat figured out. I think you guys are doing well with it. There's also prizes that we're going to give away during this class. And so anytime that you know the answer to a question that I ask or you want to participate, you can click the unmute button, which is the microphone. And so you'll see it if you even scroll like over your face, you'll see that you're muted. You'll see like a little microphone with a big red line through it. Like, no one can hear you. It's okay if your dog barks. It's not going to interrupt the class. But if you want to be like, hey, I want to answer that, you can click unmute and answer the question or type it in the chat, whichever you feel comfortable with. You can do either thing. Okay. So I think those are the logistics of it all. But everybody that's brand new participating in this class will have a chance to get free oils when it's all said and done. And then also, and I don't have it with me because I just packed it up to get it shipped to whoever wins, is I have an essential oil keychain to give away, and it has some of my favorite blends in there as well, some of my favorite immune boosting blends that I'd love to give to whoever answers questions. So as you guys are answering questions, we're going to be keeping track of your name, and then we'll draw a winner, okay? And Chris, are you good to help me with that? Yep, okay, awesome. Okay, so again, my name is Dana. I do live in Racine, Wisconsin, and the goal of this class is to bring a lot of empowerment to you in your home through the use of essential oils. This has been probably the most pivotal thing in our life, aside from our faith, my marriage, having 4 kids. Finding and using essential oils has been life-changing, quite literally. And we've been using essential oils for about 7 years. And I got into it because I just wanted natural things to clean with. I wanted natural things in my home. I had little ones at that time. And I kept thinking like their toys, the countertops, the floor, like everything they're going to lick and touch and crawl on. I want those to be safe. And so I started to learn about essential oils. But my first real essential oil experience was I was taking a ton of ibuprofen for a season of life because I was having headaches all the time, and probably daily. Like I would take at least 2 a day, which doesn't sound like a ton, but it's terrible for your stomach. It's terrible for your liver. And I started to get this like stomach pain, and I knew what was happening is I was creating an ulcer inside of my stomach. And a friend shared with me peppermint essential oil, and I used that peppermint on my temples and behind my neck when I felt like a headache was coming on. And it felt like that headache kind of like melted away. It just seemed to like, my skin felt warm and cool at the same time, and then the pain would go away. And that was my first like experience that I don't have to be on ibuprofen every day of my life for these headaches, and I can actually, you know, use something natural. So that's what the first time I was like, oh my gosh, let's learn more about these. And it was still a couple of years before I had doTERRA in my home that I could like use them freely, but it was a powerful experience. And then I started to use doTERRA's supplement system called Lifelong Vitality. And I found that I wasn't even getting headaches as often. Like I would maybe get a headache a month or every other month, and I wasn't really getting headaches much. So I wasn't even having to use the peppermint daily, but I had it for whenever they came on. And so that was life-changing for me and made me really excited. And I'll share some other testimonies throughout this class with you guys too. But our goal is that you would have your own experiences, that you would have your own things that annoy you or that just bother you, whether they be, you know, internal or emotional or on your skin or whatever, that we could give you solutions for, that you could feel really empowered to take care of yourself and to take care of your family. So we're going to jump in with 3 cool things about oils, 3 ways to use oils, and then how to get them in your home. Okay. So let's move into 3 cool things about essential oils. And if you have a piece of paper and a pen, it's really good to write these things down because you'll remember them. And, you know, once you remember them, I'm going to actually, this class is so simple that you could even repeat it to your husband later, or you could repeat it to your kids or to your friend, you know, and you could say the same things like, I just went to this cool class and I learned these things and they're so easy to remember. So we keep it simple because we don't want you to forget, because this is the most foundational essential oil knowledge. So the first cool thing about essential oils is that they are safe. And this is huge, right? Because if you guys have ever been, you can even nod, if you've ever been on like a medication, there's always a side effect, you know, there's always okay, this might help with this, but then X, Y, and Z could also happen. You just need to be like buyer beware. And with essential oils, they're 100% natural and safe, no side effects and no addictions. This is an important thing. We don't want, just like with the peppermint, like I'm not hooked on peppermint for headaches now. I have it if I need it, but that's not what it has done. It doesn't create a dependency for me, you know, and that's really important. It's really, really important. I don't think I need to tell you why. They're safe because the extracts come from plants, and plants have amazing health benefits. Plants actually have perfect chemistry. And when essential oils are harvested purely, and when they're tested and when they're potent, the chemistry of the plant will do exactly what we want it to do for our bodies. And we call this certified pure therapeutic grade oil, meaning it's the most tested, most trusted essential oils on the planet. And doTERRA is about 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So I would love to know if you guys have peppermint. Does anyone have a sample of peppermint, or were you given peppermint? If you were, not everybody has the same thing, but if you were, pull it out, okay? We usually sample people according to what their body needs or what their most pressing health concern might be. And so not everybody will have it, but if you have it, take a drop in your hand, just like I'm gonna do, or when you get your peppermint, you're gonna wanna do this. You're gonna rub your hands together. And if you don't have peppermint, maybe pull out like a wild orange or a citrus bliss, or if a citrus, anything lemony or yummy like that. If you have any of those, pull them out. And I want you to take your hands and take a deep breath. Now close your eyes and don't touch your face, but go ahead and just breathe in that peppermint oil. You can do it a couple times. If you want to, if you're warm today, or you want to just feel what it feels like topically, because this is what I do for headaches, you could rub it along the back of your neck, which is going to help with any kind of neck tension, any kind of tightness, any kind of inflammation back there. And then I also encourage people, if they want to take I always take my thumb and just rub it on my hand, because I've just rubbed it on my hand, and press it to the roof of your mouth, because peppermint encourages fresh breath, the alkalinity in the mouth. It's awesome. So really powerful, right? Has anyone ever smelled peppermint and not had an experience? If you're like, yeah, I smell nothing. It would be impossible, right? Because it's so potent. And I was just thinking, like, over 7 years of using doTERRA, I have never not had a positive experience with peppermint when I smell it. It's energizing. It promotes clear breathing. It cools the body. It relieves my head tension. We can use it to spray on our body if we're having like hot flashes and things like that. So really, really powerful, really potent. And it's so potent that they say that 1 drop equals 28 cups of peppermint tea, which of course would be way too much liquid to consume, but the potency of the herb to oil ratio is what I want you to kind of understand. So the first cool thing about essential oils is they are safe. Okay. So I'm going to ask you what all 3 things are when we're done. So keep in mind, maybe write it down so you don't forget. The first cool thing is that they're safe. Okay. The second cool thing is that they are effective. And this is probably the thing that I was like, oh my gosh, I get it. Like, how do oils actually work in your body? Like, why did my headache go away? You know, or why did I feel like I had a sore throat, but then I woke up and I felt better? Like, how did that happen? Like, why does that work? And I want to teach you how essential oils work within the cells, but I'd love to know if I have any medical professionals on the call. Like, do we have any nurses or nurse practitioners or doctors or, yeah, I see a thumbs up. You guys, you're the best. I'm so proud that you could actually be on this call. Thank you for everything. I asked because I'm actually going to do like biology 101, which is going to be like way less thorough than anything that you know. I mean, you could teach this like with your eyes closed, but for the sake of myself, I was a school teacher, and everybody else, I'm going to do a very, very simple kind of explanation of how oils work within our body and within our cells, if that's okay. So oils are sometimes more effective than modern approaches to health problems. And this is why. We have our cells, our body's made up of billions of cells, and essential oils can actually permeate the cell membrane because they're oil-based, and our cells are made of like an oily membrane. And this is important because bacteria lives outside of our cells, and we have amazing health protocols for bacterial-like infections. Antibiotics, right? They're awesome. They work really well as long as we don't overuse them. They're effective. But when it comes to something viral, we don't really have an option to keep a healthy cell intact and attack a virus, because modern medication is water soluble, it's synthetic, it can't cross and permeate a cell membrane and help support that cell and getting rid of the virus. It just can't do that. And that's where essential oils are pretty fascinating, because they can permeate a cell. They can help support the cell in killing off the virus and keeping that cell healthy. And that's why you often will feel a lot better when you're using essential oils, especially when you're fighting something viral. And I'm not talking about something like because we're going through the coronavirus right now. I'm not talking like specific viruses. In general, viral things, right? We can help to support our body with. And that's pretty powerful. And when we put oils on our body or in our body, they get into our bloodstream and they're able to move throughout our body very quickly to help us feel better. So the oil that I want to talk about is On Guard. And if you have a sample of On Guard, or if you've ever smelled On Guard, you will know that not only is it delicious, but it's one of the best oils to help protect our bodies and to keep our bodies healthy. And that's one of the best things you can do, is stay healthy, right? To stay healthy, not to combat sickness when it comes. That's important, but we want to stay healthy in general. So On Guard helps to promote healthy immune function. It helps us soothe the sore throat. It's super cleansing for the home and for the hands. We can use it for loads of things. If you have a drop of On Guard, you can just rub it through your hands just to help kill germs. It's going to help to uplift your mood. It's a good way to protect your body, and germs live on our hands, right? So we can do that often throughout the day. On Guard is one of the best oils that we can use for this, because it has cinnamon, which is a hot oil, clove, which is a hot oil, wild orange, rosemary, and eucalyptus, and they're all helpful for fighting off viruses and germs. Okay, so the first cool thing was that they're safe. Second cool thing is they're effective. And then the third cool thing is that they are affordable, and often more affordable than traditional healthcare. So what I would love to know, just for some frame of reference, is do you guys have co-pays for your doctor? If you have a copay, unmute and let me know what it is, or throw it up in the chat so I kind of know what kind of co-pays are you guys looking at. We're self-employed, so we pay our own insurance. So that means we pay out of pocket, right? So that's not cheap.
$30.
I can't hear anybody. Did anybody say anything?
I said $30.
30. Yikes, that's a high one. 25, 25, 60 for a specialist. That's true. Like we're not even, talking about that. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. Does anyone have no copay at all? Maybe not on this call. Often oh yeah, Kate, you do? Yeah, that's awesome. Having no copay is awesome, right? It's like kind of the ideal, and that's like countries like Germany and things like, or even Canada, they have no copay. They have like free, like socialized healthcare. Um, the thing about essential oils, even in those countries that are, have access and are thriving with doTERRA, the reason that people, even with free healthcare, are obsessed with their essential oils is because essential oils are even cheaper than no copay. And I'm going to explain why. And I'm going to use lavender as an example, but when my little guy had an ear infection, it was like, I wouldn't call it an infection. He had ear pain. He had an ear ache. And he kept waking up crying, waking up crying, waking up crying. And I wasn't home. My husband was like, I really need you to come home. I don't know what to do for him. His ear is hurting and he's not getting good sleep. And we were pretty new in oils then. And I was like, okay, I'm almost home, like I'm around the block. I'll be right there. And so I took some lavender oil and took some tea tree oil. And I knew that lavender was really soothing for pain. I knew that tea tree was really good when we have, the body's compromised and needs some extra immune support. And so I rubbed a little bit on the bone behind his ear. I rubbed a little bit in his ear, and I put a little bit on a cotton ball and stuck it in his ear. And within a few minutes, he fell asleep and he never woke up again. He slept. I mean, he woke up in the morning, but he slept all night long, and he was totally symptom free. And that cost me about 26 cents worth of essential oils. And I didn't have to put gas in my car. I didn't have to go to the doctors. I didn't have to make an appointment. I didn't have to do any of those things because whatever was bothering him was solved. There was a solution there. And so that is why oils are more affordable. In fact, I don't think people cannot not afford to have oils in their home because it saves us so much time, energy, the trip, the time off work, the time off school, all of the things when it comes to getting to the doctor. And right now, the doctor, the hospital is like the last place you want to be, right? If we can avoid it, we like do not want to be there. That's not where we want to be at all. So honestly, throughout the last 7 years, we have saved hundreds, probably thousands of dollars in medical costs because we've been able to just get right on top of things when it comes up, and nothing ever gets bad enough to need to go to the doctor. Nothing ever gets bad enough to, need that. We're always just like, okay, yeah, we're expressing some sickness here and we're going to be okay. So lavender, though, is calming for the mind, calming for the skin. It's a great antihistamine, super grounding oil. And in this time where our emotions are kind of all over the place, not only is it, great for our skin, but it's also great for our mental stability and just feeling calm, feeling like we can handle this. So I love lavender for all those reasons. Okay. So we're going to move it on to 3 ways to use, but I would love to know who can remember the 3 cool things about oils. If you're new, what were the 3 things I just said? Did you write them down? And who can answer? Because I'll put your name in a drawing for that. Go ahead, Kate. Can you unmute?
You said they are safe,
Yep.
effective, and affordable.
Yes, perfect. Safe, effective, and affordable. Those are the 3 things that are most important to remember. Okay, great job. We'll enter you in that drawing. Okay, let's talk about 3 ways to use them, okay? All essential oils can be used in a variety of ways. Some are more effective aromatically, some are more effective internally, some are more effective topically, some you're gonna use every day, all the ways. So I'm gonna go over that. What does that look like? So the first way we're gonna talk about is aromatic use. And I want you guys to touch this part of your nose, the bridge of your nose. There's actually a nerve in there, okay? This is your olfactory nerve, and it connects to the limbic system of your brain. And it actually has the power to change how we think and how we feel. And one of the funny things, or one of the interesting things is to prove that that's true, think about when you go to the dentist and they put laughing gas on your nose. I don't know if your dentist still does that. Ours still does that, especially for kids because they get kind of crazy, right? My daughter's had to have it a couple times because she said some serious stuff. they put the mask over her, and her emotions go from out of control and scared to like totally relaxed and chill out. And now these are synthetic compounds that they're putting in and allowing her to breathe in that are going to affect the brain. But the reason it works, the smell portion of it, is that it connects with the olfactory nerve and then tells our brain what to do. Calm down, get more energy, depending on what we're smelling, right? And so we can diffuse and inhale essential oils to positively affect our mood. And this is super important because I don't know about you, but my mood changes every day. Kind of like a couple times a day, actually. Not normally, but it's a totally interesting thing that we're going through. And there are just hard moments. Today I found out 3 people that I know are affected with COVID-19. So I woke up feeling really heavy. So I get my oils out and I take some deep breaths, and I want to positively affect my mood. We can use diffusers. There's a diffuser in the picture, but I'm going to show you one that I like a lot. This is called the Brevi diffuser, and we can put oils in here and water, and it'll disperse essential oils throughout the air. And this helps to cleanse the air, especially if we're diffusing something like On Guard. And also we use oils aromatically to support the respiratory system, because when we are breathing in oils, they're going in our bodies and they're helping to support our respiratory system. So one of the best oils that I absolutely love to recommend right now is Adaptive for aromatic use. And Adaptive you can put in the diffuser, you can put it on your body, but we're taking it in our hands, we're cupping our hands, and we're smelling this oil because it helps improved your sustained attention while easing the mind, which means like when you smell it, you're not going to be like, and now I'm so sleepy. It's not like that. It's just like calm and stay focused, because many of you are probably like still working or working from home. We can use it for massage to ease nervous feelings. And I don't mean you're going to go get a massage now, but we can massage it over our heart. We can massage it on our shoulders. We can massage it into our body. And we can inhale it deeply to calm the heart and mind. Just like with the peppermint, you can put it in your hands and maybe take like 10 deep breaths before you go into the next thing you need to go in. And it's called Adaptive for a reason. It helps us to adapt when things aren't necessarily, easy to comprehend. And we have moments in our life all the time that we need to adapt. Now, right now it feels heavy, and we all know what we're talking about in terms of like being able to adapt and to stay grounded. But typically in life, you're faced with adjustments every day, and this helps you stay grounded and keeps the stress away. And then another one that we love aromatically is Citrus Bliss. And if you have Citrus Bliss with you, you can get that out and smell it. If not, everybody on this call is eligible to get this for free, and I'll tell you how in a little bit. But Citrus Bliss is a blend of all the citrus oils doTERRA has. So it's like wild orange and grapefruit and lemon and tangerine, and it has a little bit of vanilla absolute in there. So it's just like, it kind of smells creamy and delicious. Like it's just so light and great. It's uplifting, promotes feelings of cheerfulness, and you can use it as a perfume. So normally we're putting things on our skin, toxic things like perfume. Well, they might smell good, but they're not going to do this for our body. They're not going to change the way we think. They're not going to uplift our mood. They're not going to kind of like shift our mindset. And Citrus Bliss and Adaptive are both awesome. And you can use them together too, if you want to. So those are 2 examples of aromatic use. So aromatic is our first way to use them. Topical is our second way to use oils. And we put oils on our skin topically to affect our body for localized benefits. So like, for example, a headache or neck tension, I would rub a lot of essential oil into my shoulders and my neck, because that's where it aches. That's where my muscles are pulling tight, right? That's where I'm feeling it. So I want you to unmute. Think of a few other, like, what other health concerns could we use essential oils topically for? What kind of conditions might you use an oil on top of your body for? Anything goes, but just tell me. Unmute and tell me.
Hot flashes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And peppermint would be a great one for that.
Yeah, definitely. And the lavender.
Lavender, yeah, good.
Pain and inflammation.
Yep, pain and inflammation, knees, joints, and kind of like wherever it hurts, slap that oil on, Don't slap, but What else?
Congestion, cough.
Yeah, absolutely. Like rubbing it on your chest or like the bridge of your nose. And skin stuff too, guys, like bug bites or skin tags, dandruff, like, you know, athlete's foot. There's all kinds of things that big and small that oils can touch. One of the things that you see in the picture is fractionated coconut oil. And this is something that I believe everybody with oils needs to have for a couple of reasons. First of all, it helps you spread your oils out. So like here's an example with the oil Breathe. If I'm going to use Breathe like on everyone's chest to help open up airways, to help open up their lungs and their sinuses, to help reduce snoring, hello, I want to rub this oil on their chest. Well, 1 drop of essential oil is going to evaporate pretty quickly, almost before it goes from my hand to their body. It doesn't get spread out very, very well because it evaporates or it absorbs into my skin, right? Into their skin right in that spot. If we use coconut oil and put a little puddle of coconut oil and then a drop of essential oil, now what we've created is this ability to spread that drop, that potent drop of essential oil all over the area of need. We can rub it on, you know, their chest, their feet, whatever. It also protects the skin because sometimes our skin is sensitive, and like, even though I love the cooling feeling of peppermint, you might not. And you can dilute it with the coconut oil and you won't have as intense a cooling, heating feeling. We also use coconut oil if we make a mistake. Like for example, have you ever like chopped up a jalapeno and then accidentally touched your face or brushed like your cheek and then you're like, my cheek is on fire? Essential oils are like that too, where you're gonna maybe, you know, not think twice about it and touch your eye and then be like, oh, I just rubbed my knee and now I touch my eye. And it kind of doesn't feel the best. You can put a little coconut oil right on top. It'll dilute it and really help to take away any discomfort. So we love to use coconut oil topically. Diluting does not mean it reduces its potency. It just means it gives it a better spread, and it actually helps it absorb into the skin a little bit better too. It gives it some weight, so more oil goes into the skin and less into the air evaporating. So I love diluting oil. So Breathe is a great one. We talked about that. And then Deep Blue is another great one to use topically. We use this to soothe like achy joints and muscles, to ease head tension as well. This one is, if you see the little A and the T beside the word Deep Blue, that means for aromatic or topical use only. So no internal use on Deep Blue. But obviously that makes sense, right? Like you're not gonna soothe your achy joints putting this particular oil, you know, in your mouth. It's meant for topical use. Okay, so aromatic, topical, and then the third way is internal, not eternal, internal use of essential oils. And not only is it safe to use doTERRA essential oils internally, it's also recommended because they're certified pure therapeutic grade and they're the most tested and trusted brand on the planet. Our oils are meant to be enjoyed internally, and you can put them in water, you can put them in veggie caps or under your tongue. And I'm going to show you an example of everything that I mean there. Water, obviously, is just like adding oils to your drinking water. You notice I'm drinking out of a stainless steel water bottle. Glass is fine too. The only thing we want to caution you on is don't put oils in like a plastic bottle, like an Aquafina bottle. Don't do that, because what oils do in our bodies is it helps to break down petrochemicals and gently remove them out of our body, which is an awesome way to detox and bring health to our body. Well, it does the same thing in a bottle though. It's going to seep into the little pores in the plastic and kind of start to break down that plastic because it's a foreign thing. Oils break down foreign things, right? And so when we drink that water, we're drinking plastic if we're putting oils in plastic, right? And we don't want to do that. It's counterintuitive to what we're supposed to be doing. We want the oils to go in our body and get the yucky stuff out and support the good stuff, because oils will always bring your body to a state of homeostasis, which is balance. They don't know how to do anything else. They support the body in doing what it's supposed to do to bring you to a state of homeostasis. So veggie caps, let me show you what those are. This is if you want to make up a concoction, like maybe you're dealing with cholesterol or high blood pressure, and you want to try some essential oils to see if that helps to bring them down. You would put a couple of drops in this capsule, and then you would take it just like you would take a pill. So you can make your own little homemade pill based on what your body needs and try it that way. And then another way is under your tongue, and I take a lot of oils under my tongue. I'll show you that in a second. But DigestZen is an awesome oil that we use a lot internally. You can put it on topically. You see, you can use it aromatically, you can use it topically, you can use it internally, but a lot of people take a drop right under their tongue after they eat for things like acid reflux or for just feeling like bloated. for any kind of indigestion, things like that. I like to use it a lot. If my stomach feels upset or I feel any kind of nausea, I'll take it a drop under my tongue or just a little drop in water and take a drink. You can use this one daily. This has saved my life many times. Does anyone have a great Digestin testimony they want to share, like 1 minute testimony? If not, I'll share one of mine, but I thought maybe somebody has a good one. Go ahead, Kelly.
My 2.5-year-old daughter she has a lot of food sensitivities, and there was dairy in something that we didn't know that there was dairy in that she ate. So she had really bad constipation for days, about 3 days. And it was something where she would just scream out, want to go in the bathtub for the warm water because that was the only relief she could get. Her stomach was huge and hard. It was so scary for a mom to like see my daughter in that extreme of pain. And so I don't know why it took me so long to think of it, but it was day 3 that I thought of the Digestin, and I rubbed it all over her stomach and then also her lower back. And I did it about every hour. And within 3 hours, she was completely cleared out and fine and feeling great and playing again. And it was like really miserable pain that Digestin completely healed. So that was, or not healed, but assisted, which was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I love that, because the thing is with littles too is like you're very limited with like medications for littles. Like you're very limited with medications for pregnant women, you know, and oils have been like a lifesaver in those situations. Thanks for sharing that, Kelly. Okay, another one you guys can use internally, and this is the one I would recommend. As soon as you get your starter kit, put some lemon in your water and start drinking a couple drops every single day in your glasses, maybe like 2 drops per glass or 2 drops per bottle. And the reason is because lemon helps to alkaline your body. And when our bodies are alkaline, we're way less likely to get sick. And when our bodies are acidic, we're more likely to get sick. And this is more of a time than ever that we just need to stay healthy. We need to keep ourselves healthy, and we need to continue to work on our immunity. We have the time to do so, right? You can also use this as a cleanser for the body, which I was talking about how it pulls out like petrochemicals, which are plastics and things that get caught up and clog our bodies up. And I don't mean clog like our digestive system, but clog ourselves on a cellular level. So you'll feel energized when you drink lemon. And it's also a great cleanser for the home. So it helps to disinfect and kill germs on surfaces. I love to add like a couple drops to my washcloth, and then I like wipe down all the surfaces, you know, after meals or whatever. And it just makes the whole kitchen smell like clean and fresh and bright. And again, going back to our aromatic use, everyone smells it and is happier for, you know, a little bit, right? Because it's like bringing like a dose of cheer. So it's really important that you understand that these oils are going to work whether you are using them for that purpose or not. Like I can use it to clean the counter, and it works aromatically and makes everybody happy, even if that wasn't my intention, you know, which is an awesome side benefit. And then the last one I want to talk about for internal use is frankincense, because it's kind of like we have a joke because we like call him Frank, and he's like our boy, and we're like, we love Frank and we would never go anywhere without Frank, and he's the best of the best, you know. And people will say that this is the king of all oils, and it's because frankincense is kind of like that oil that like when in doubt, use frankincense. If you don't know what to use, pick frankincense. If you are coughing, put frankincense on your chest. If you feel stressed and anxious, take frankincense under your tongue or put it, you know, inhale it. If you have a weird spot on your skin and you don't know what to do with it, try frankincense. It truly does everything. It promotes calm feelings, very like natural sedative for the body, very grounding, awesome for anti-aging. So I put a drop with some coconut oil and put it on my skin at night. It's not greasy at all to use coconut oil on your face. You can do that. And it helps our cells perform optimally. So sometimes when our cells are like damaged and they're not performing the way that they should, frankincense can come in and help to restore natural cell function the way that's supposed to be, which is amazing. So I don't know what else to say about Frank. Does anyone have an awesome Frank testimony they need to share?
It's been helping me with my age spots. They're almost gone.
Great. That is a great testimony. I had a facial weeks ago. And I was telling I forget what they're called, whoever does facials. I know they have a very proper name and it's on blank, but anyway, I said, I've used essential oils to get rid of like brown spots, age spots, sunspots. And she was like, really? Because I've never known anything to work outside of like chemical peels and things like that. And I was like, oh no, like you totally need to like be introduced to Frank, you know. I'm like, let me introduce you to Frank. He's amazing. Chris, you had a testimony too for Frank, right?
Yeah, when my dad was still alive, he had Parkinson's, and it was coming into the later stages. His muscles, in order to be able to swallow, were really constricting, and so he like carried a towel and just drooled because he had a really hard time swallowing, and like he was aspirating food and stuff. When we put frankincense under his tongue and massaged it into his neck, so we used it topically and internally with him, he was able to swallow, he had muscle control, and it was just really amazing to see like the quality of life that we could give him in the end stages just from frankincense. And he would sit every morning at the table and open his mouth, and we knew like he wanted his frankincense. So that was pretty cool.
Gift. I mean, you know, frankincense isn't going to cure his illness or his aging and things that are happening, but to give him a better quality of life, you know, like that's the goal, you know, is like, can we give ourselves and everyone around us a better quality of life? Like, can we do something that makes each day a little bit brighter, right? And that's what I feel like essential oils have done. I would love you to write down, take a minute, take 30 seconds and write down top 3 health concerns, because after this call is over, your wellness advocate is going to connect with you and just make sure that if you're ready to get oils in your home, that we're targeting exactly what you want. And so you might have been thinking like, oh, headaches, I'm going to write that down. You know, maybe that inspired that, or energy, you know, or sleep. Honestly, the sky's the limit. If you think, I don't know if oils can do that, write it down anyway, and they'll help you figure that out, because I want to make sure that you're getting exactly what you need. And there's some really great kits that doTERRA has that help, like they're kind of like the best of the best, and they help the general masses, but then also we want to help you target like things that are specific to you. Okay. So you can have the best of both. Okay. One thing I want to talk about is just, do you want to feel awesome? The thing that has changed my husband and I's like life is this product, the Lifelong Vitality product from doTERRA. He has a very bad back. He has lower back pain. He has bulging discs. And when he was about 26, 27, we were already starting to talk about surgery. He was medically discharged from the National Guard because of his back pain. Just, it's not pretty. And honestly, so he's 39 now. His back has only gotten better over the years. He gets up, he doesn't walk like an old man. He doesn't need to stretch for 10 minutes. He's running again. Like he's outside running. He hasn't run in like over a decade. And he feels great doing it. And you know, we're getting older in just so many ways. Like he's like, oh, my calf's actually a little sore. I'm like, I don't care about your calf. I care about your back. And he's like, my back is feeling so good. And so he attributes the majority of that to taking Lifelong Vitality and just overall energy. A lot of people will talk about how much more focused they are. They don't have brain fog. They have more energy. They have more pain relief. They just feel a greater sense of well-being. And I just feel more energy. That's like one of the main benefits that I have gotten, is like, I don't feel like I'm going to fall asleep at 3 or 4 o'clock. I'm like ready to go all day long. I feel great. And so we just want to tell you that, because this is doTERRA's #1 product. And if you don't feel awesome after you take it for 30 days, you can totally get your money back. Okay. So if you're like, oh, write it down. You can even put the abbreviation LLV. That's what the cool kids call it. But if you write that down, talk to your wellness advocate about it. Be like, I need to know a little bit more about this, because they'll help you get started. Okay. All right. So there's 3 ways to get doTERRA in your home. Oh, you know what? Before we do this, who remembers the 3 ways to use them? I want to make sure we get names in the drawing. So unmute if you remember the 3 ways to use essential oils. It'll be a good review.
Internal, rubbing, and I can't think of the third one.
You're close. We'll put your name in anyway. So you got internal, and then rubbing on top would be topical. So you're right. Good job, Mary. And then
internal, topical, and aromatic.
And aromatic. Good. Okay. Awesome. Those are the 3 ways to use them, you guys. And if you're ever in question of how to use it, look on your label. It'll tell you, like, it'll have a supplement fact. It'll tell you if it's only for external use or aromatic use, like Deep Blue, it says don't use it internally. It'll cause a little bit of a tummy ache. So just look at your labels. It's not hard to figure that out. All right. Okay, I want to talk about the 3 ways to purchase essential oils. There's 3 ways that you can get doTERRA, specifically doTERRA, in your home. The first way is retail. It's the most expensive way to buy oils, and that's just for like professional settings like spas or chiropractor offices. No one's going to buy retail when you have the option to get a wholesale account. And the second way is wholesale, and that is just like having a Costco membership where you have, kind of like your VIP access card to get amazing products at great prices. This is 25% below retail, and doTERRA offers a wholesale account to anybody. You don't have to sell the product to have a wholesale account. It's just like you don't have to work at Costco to have a Costco card, right? You just get the option to shop. And the third way is below wholesale, actually. It's getting everything cheap at a discount plus earning points for free products. So you get an additional store up of freebies. That's 25% below wholesale as well. And then you can be on a perks program that's optional with doTERRA and get your points back. Okay. All right. So I want to tell you about the kits, how you get started. doTERRA bundles up their essential oils in these kits that are like the most popular. And the kit that I'm going to just introduce you to 3 of them. And you can decide if this kit fits your needs and your budget, or you can talk to your wellness advocate and say, help me customize something, that's going to fit my needs and budget. But this to me is like the creme de la creme. It's called the Natural Solutions Kit. It's the one that I love. And every time I see it, I'm like, ooh, I love all these products. But it has a collection of essential oils that are not only part of the top 10 that every medicine cabinet needs, but also some of the best for emotional support. It has a collection of On Guard products, which remember we talked about for immune support, but you also get like hand soap and On Guard soft gels, which are for internal immunity, and mouthwash, toothpaste. You get the lifelong vitality supplements that we talked about. You get the coconut oil comes with it. You get an incredible diffuser case, shampoo. I mean, I could go on, but really this is a complete starter collection. You've got everything you need. It's currently on sale. A couple of the kits that I'm going to show you are 20% off through the end of the month. So the sale price is only $4.56. And just note, remember I talked about Adaptive, the oil for stress and anxiety, and Citrus Bliss? Both of those oils would come free with this kit as well. So keep that in mind, that you get 2 freebies with this one, and it's kind of like the dream kit. Okay, the Healthy Essentials Kit, this is also on sale. This one's only $1.99. It used to be $2.50. So it's $1.99 for the rest of March. And this is like the absolute favorites for your mind, body, and spirit. You get a handful of stuff for immunity. You get a handful of stuff for like diffusing. You'll see that Adaptive is in there. It's Balance is in there, another great grounding blend. This is kind of like, listen, I need peace in my heart, mind, and spirit right now. I need to work on my immune system, and I want just the basics. I need Breathe for snoring. I need Digestion for my stomach. I need On Guard for immunity. This is the kit. That diffuser is called the Petal. I love that diffuser. It's probably one of my absolute favorite diffusers. And this kit, I would say add on some coconut oil and you're going to be good to go. You will need, or you will get free Citrus Bliss with this one. Okay. So Adaptive comes with it already. This qualifies for a free Citrus Bliss. So keep that in mind. And then the last one I want to feature, this one's actually not on sale. This is its normal price at $160, is the Healthy Start. And this is the top 10 oils with the little Brevi diffuser that I showed you. This is more like your medicine cabinet, nature's medicine cabinet. It has frankincense in it, so you can't go wrong. It has tea tree and oregano and On Guard, and the oils that we would say like every medicine cabinet needs this. It would replace a lot of your basic over-the-counters. And I just want to go back though and say, like, if you're interested, this kit is only a tiny bit more. It's $1.99 because it's on sale, and the bottles are bigger. And they're all these big 15 ml. And this kit They're all 5 ml. So you can see the difference. If you're looking at my picture, you can see the difference in size. There's 3 times more oil in this, in this kit, 3 times more oil for only like 50 bucks more or 40 bucks more. So I would just say if you're toggling between the two, you're going to like get way more bang for your buck out of the Healthy Essentials kit. And you can always get frankincense another time, you know? Okay. So just consider those things. Those are the 3 I recommend. Text your wellness advocate, the one who invited you to the class, because they're going to be your go-to person. They're going to make sure you get that free Citrus Bliss, and they're going to help you to get exactly what kit you need. You know, maybe immunity is your main focus. They'll help you with that. Maybe anxiety, stress, and all of those things is your main focus. They'll help you with that too. Okay. Last thing I just want to say to you before we, call it a day is there are 3 types of people in doTERRA. And I always share this because sometimes you don't know what kind of person you are, right? Until somebody says, identify yourself, pick your personality. What are you? There are people who want to live the wellness lifestyle. Like that's how I started. I wanted natural things for my family. I wanted natural things for my headaches. And I wanted just to live a natural lifestyle. And we support those people with free essential oil education. In fact, anyone who has a doTERRA customer account with us, we have free education for them. We do all kinds of classes for them, and they're starting it all over again, like essential oils for pain, essential oils for women's health and hormones, essential oils for toxic-free living. We support you with free essential oil education that you can opt into and you can enjoy. And that's what we give to people who just want to live a wellness lifestyle. And there's other people, though, who they want to go a step beyond. They're thinking, I wish that I had invited my mom to this class, or I wish my husband could have heard this, or I wish my coworkers were here to hear this. Now, just a note, we do have another class on Monday at noon, so you can totally jump into that and invite other people. We'll totally help them too, and they can hear it. But you're people who you naturally share things you love. You're like, check out this, I love this, buy these socks, do this. You share your things with your friends. Those people often can get their oils paid for with doTERRA because they share enough that their friends also get their own doTERRA accounts, and then they're able to make enough money to get free product every month. We call this free natural healthcare, and there's like thousands of people around the world that do this with doTERRA, and it's really not hard. We provide all the education in the classes, and you tell your friends about them, and we get them like hooked into our classes, even in person. Hopefully we'll get back to those, but for now online. And then the third type of person is someone who is thinking, I'd actually like to do what she does. It wasn't that hard. She taught us 3 cool things and 3 ways to use them. She just said a lot of fun things about the oils that she loves the most, which is totally true. And I could do what she did. And if you're sitting there thinking I could do what she did, we would invite you to talk to your wellness advocate and say, like, what does it mean to build a doTERRA business? What would it mean to not just get my oils paid for, but maybe make a little more, maybe make a little bit of money to pay an extra car payment, or to pay off some debt, or to supplement my income. Maybe you've recently you're out of work or something and you're looking for an opportunity. This might be for you. And so no matter which way you identify yourself, we support you in every way possible. We love every type of person in our business, and you can change your mind. You can start as someone who just wants to live a wellness lifestyle. You can then start to share because you can't help but talk about it. And then you can change your mind again and build. And I actually evolve through all 3 personally. So I give you permission to change your mind too. So I would just love for, as we wrap this up, if one of our wellness advocates could share something that doTERRA has done. Kareen, can I call on you? Can I put you on the spot of just sharing the joy of sharing doTERRA? What has doTERRA meant for you on a financial level?
So financially, doTERRA is such a blessing right now, especially. I do work another job with special needs students, and I can't work with them right now. So I'm losing a lot of money this month in one sense, but my doTERRA business, because everyone needs these products and their home is thriving, and it's given me security that I might not have. It helps me pay bills. I'm in in another job where I'm getting older and it's getting harder to kind of keep up. And so this is such a great opportunity to share what you love with other people and get compensated for it. The oils, you know, they speak for themselves, and it can fit anybody's life in so many different ways. So it's really helped me in a very uncertain time right now. And it is helping me with my long-term life goals to be able to support myself and my family.
That's awesome. Yeah, that makes me so happy. One of the things that is most encouraging is we're able to still employ a lot of people. Like not I don't employ my doTERRA partners. doTERRA pays us for the work that we do, right? Everyone's being paid by doTERRA. But because the doTERRA business is going well and we're still getting paid, we're still able to like employ our contractors, and I'm still able to employ an assistant even though she's working from home, and things like that, and keep people in work, which is such a great blessing to be able to keep people in work or to offer a job when things aren't looking so good and they're not going to look better for a little while. And so if you're like thinking, man, I could totally do this, or I would love to share more about natural things, talk to the Wellness Advocate. Just say, like, listen, let's have a virtual coffee date. Let's wake up, let's make our coffee, let's sit and chat face to face, and just share with me a little bit more about doTERRA. There's a few things I'll point out. It's just the largest essential oil in the world. It's the most tested and trusted. It's being used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. And it's a debt-free company. And these are some things that the person who, you chat with will tell you about. But it's important to know that you're working for a stellar company. How do you make money with doTERRA? You sample people oils. You help them to experience something like that you've experienced, right? You help them tackle a health concern. You teach a class. You teach classes like we just did. You help them enroll. You help them get the kit, a box of oils to their house, right? And doTERRA ships it and takes care of all that, but you help them get and pick the kit that they need. What does their family need? And then you just support them with education, which we support you with, okay? So that part's not hard either. Here's just a slide of some income potential with doTERRA. And some people are like, you know what? If you look down at like the bottom of the mountain, elites, in doTERRA, they've enrolled about 15 or so of their friends in doTERRA. They make about $350-ish a month, and that might be like, that would be amazing. That would actually take some stress off of me. You can kind of decide like, you know what I'm looking at? I'm looking at gold. Like, I don't know that I'll ever go back to my other job. Like, let's talk about what this looks like. So just so you know, there's potential there. How much time is involved with building a doTERRA business? Well, you're not going anywhere for a while, most of you, but I'm just kidding. It just depends. If you want your oils paid for, you might put 3 to 5 hours in a week. If you want to supplement your income and maybe have enough for some other bills, you might put in 5 to 15 hours a week. And if you want to completely replace your income and like do doTERRA full time, you're not even still looking at full-time hours though, but you're looking at least 15 hours a week to about 30 for a full-time doTERRA Wellness Advocate. So that's just some info. It could work for you if you're passionate about oils. It could work for you if you love people and you really are looking for a way to serve and looking for like a career or a job or even a side thing that is fulfilling, that energizes you, that earns money and doesn't cost money. And then if you can follow a system and get things done, like one of the things you need to do is just be able to like good at taking care of people. So getting back to people, staying in touch with people, that's an important skill for this. But that's it, guys. So if any of that sparks your interest or makes your heart pound a little bit or makes you excited, just talk to the person. Just say, hey, I'm interested. I don't know if you don't have to commit to anything. Just tell me you're interested, and they'd love to share with you, because it's like, we've all evolved from being people who just use oils, and then, we've shared, and now we do it as a business because we can't help ourselves, so we'll share that with you too. Okay, your next steps from here on out. Do you already have a wholesale account? No matter what, if you want to live the lifestyle, share it, or build it, you have to have your own wholesale account. So you can get that wholesale account. If you do, you can upgrade it. If you don't, we'll help you choose a kit. Reach out for help. We have everyone on here is going to connect with you. As soon as I hang up this call, you'll get a text or a call from your wellness advocate. So if you're on this call and you know Corrine, she's going to be like, hey, let's chat, because they want to help you and figure this out, help you get your free oils this month and help you take advantage of the sales. and they'll get you plugged into our Facebook group and everything that is, you know, helpful as a resource for you. And then start making a list of people you want to share with. If you're ready to share doTERRA, start making a list. Who needs to hear this? Who could I invite to the class on Monday? You know, who could I say, hey, I'm gonna jump on this call again on Monday. I would love for you to be on with me. It was really fun. It was quick. It was great. I learned a lot. You know, the teacher was so amazing. No, I don't think I'm teaching on Monday, but somebody else who is, it will. Okay, last thing. I'm just gonna leave you with this really great quote. The only thing keeping you from what you want is your story about why you can't have it. Just consider that when it comes to maybe starting a business that you've never considered before. But regardless of who you are, if you're a person who wants to live, share, or build, we want to help you. I'm so happy you joined us today. Chris, do we have a winner from the drawing for the keychain? She has a bowl. She put your name in a bowl. Okay.
Okay, hang on.
I love it.
Kate?
Kate. Congrats, Kate. Who are you connected with? Who's Kate's wellness advocate? Who's she on?
Corinne.
Oh, great. Okay, good. Can you make sure that you get Kate's address, Corinne, for me?
Mhm.
And I'll make sure that I mail it out, okay? So that I make sure I have that and I don't forget. She'll be on it. Okay, you guys, thanks for being with me on a Saturday. I hope that was helpful. I can't wait for you to get the essential oils into your home and jump into us with our other education that we offer for members. We're excited for that. And we're just excited to support you and enjoy your day. Hopefully you can maybe get outside, get some fresh air, take a deep breath. You're doing a good job. It was great to connect with you. Bye, everybody.